A town of around 50,000 people. No global landmarks, no giant history. Hey, let's go. And right in the middle of it all sits one of the most unlikely success stories in modern football. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Yellow Submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
Villarreal are one of Spain's greatest overachievers. Young fans will recognise those famous yellow kits and see the club as a European mainstay. But in reality, you could fit half of this small industrial town into the stadium. Despite competing in the glamour of the Champions League, this club has a humble past. With the nickname Yellow Submarine, you might be surprised to hear this small town is not on the coast. It's actually a little bit inland, about an hour northeast of Valencia. The town is most famous for manufacturing ceramics, hence their stadium name, Estadio de la Cerámica.
So you could say these guys are the Spanish Stoke City. Exactly like bloody Stoke. Cheers! Cheers! Cheers. It wasn't long ago this club were bouncing between divisions, mostly in the second division. They had a small budget, they had small crowds, but now of course not only have they become a force in La Liga, but they've become a force in Europe as well. And since the year 2000, they've only spent one season outside of Spain's top flight. And referencing Europe, of course, they regularly qualify for the Champions League and most notoriously beat Manchester United in the Europa League final in 2021. Ladies and gents, I've really sold them short comparing them to Stoke City, of course, because of the ceramics, pottery, history, but just look at this. This is the definition of in the heart of the community. You've got balconies here, and you got to remember this stadium was renovated in 2022. It was all open terraces, no roof. So these neighbours could have watched the game free of charge, looking over the stadium. Crazy. I did hear a story that those people in the flats over there had a brilliant view onto the pitch. They could watch all the games free of charge, but now after the renovation with that beautiful bright yellow exterior, they're obviously left in the dark, literally. Before they had lots of sun, again, not having a roof. Not only did they get the perks of watching games, but they also had a lovely sunny apartment. Now, pure darkness. It's a shame. And that is today's opponents, guys. Just rocking up in the team bus, we've got Alaves. They are 14th, I believe, in La Liga as of today. Of course, Villarreal in third, fighting at the top of the table. They've got 2 games in hand on Barcelona. Of course, Villarreal are famous for their yellow kit, and naturally, when the Beatles released their hit song, Yellow Submarine, in the 60s, fans here started to sing that song, and it kind of become a nickname. It kind of got adopted by the fans. But the fact that they're wearing yellow shirts is actually an accident, a bit of a mess up. The president at the time sent his son all the way up to Valencia. I say all the way, it's only 50 minutes up the road in a car, to Valencia to buy some new shirts. At the time, in 1947, Villarreal were wearing white shirts and black shorts. Now the president's son went to the shop with the intention of buying the same colours. They were completely out of stock apart from one colour, so they bought yellow shirts. The rest is history. They decided the yellow shirts didn't look right with the black shorts, so they changed the shorts to blue up until the early 2000s. I think it was around 2003 where they fully adopted an all yellow kit, which has become iconic. Villarreal fans, let us know in the comments below, do you like the all yellow kit or did you prefer a little bit of blue in your kit? Okay guys, we're around 2 hours before kickoff, and there's a few things that are similar to football at home in England. If you are new around here, of course, we've mostly covered German football over the past year or so. I'm going to do some comparisons. Now, we always speak about English football grounds being in the heart of the community, right in the middle of all the terraced housing, but just look at this. This is the definition of a big old yellow submarine just plonked in and amongst the terraced housing. Around 2 hours before kickoff, if we're to compare it to German football, of course, Germans love the pre-match build-up. They love having some food, drinking lots of beer, hours before kickoff. Now, we recently went to Italy and I found that people arrived at the stadium a lot later than they do in Germany. But it's fairly quiet considering kickoff is only 2 hours away.
If you're new around here, welcome to Football Paradise, where every month we explore a new country and different football culture. Later on this evening we explore Valencia, a somewhat fallen giant. We'll be watching a game, doing a stadium tour and checking out the building site, aka their new stadium which lay abandoned for 16 years. And then tomorrow we're at their local rival Levante as they play Espanyol. So hit that subscribe button and let's get inside Villarreal's incredible stadium.
Yeah, unfortunately guys, we are in the nosebleeds tonight. Unfortunately we are in the nosebleeds. The parents are moaning. Let's get in there. Very, very quiet atmosphere so far. Very quiet.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go guys, our first ever La Liga stadium, and it looks sexy, I'll be honest with you. Hola. Oh wow, look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Right then guys, first impressions, absolutely beautiful stadium, but what is it, Mum? 45 minutes until kickoff?
Nobody in here.
Nobody here. The concourse isn't even open. You can't buy a drink, you can't buy anything to eat.
No.
I know the Spanish are laid back and relaxed, but I was expecting some atmosphere 45 minutes before kickoff. Okay then guys, prior to 2017, this stadium was called El Madrigal. Of course now it's known as Estadio de la Cerámica, the Ceramic Stadium. Of course a nod to that history of ceramics, Spanish soap city. So we mentioned they're a well-run club. They're third on the top expenditure list for La Liga in 25-26. But they're actually first in terms of income. They've made a €6 million profit over the summer period. So they are an incredibly well-run club, making a profit and still third of La Liga. So credit to Villarreal.
Renato Veiga, dorsal 24, Alfonso Pedraza, and the desert Tyson Buchanan.
Videos for the picnic.
Oh my god!
Said he was going to the toilet, but he didn't.
So, half-time guys, was it the best of first halves? Of course, it's finished 0-0 at the break. Now, of course, you've seen inside the ground, but here's what it looked like over the years before the recent renovation. Villarreal have played here since their founding date in 1923. The current capacity of the stadium is around 23,000, according to Wikipedia. So, before the second half kicks off, share your thoughts about the stadium, club atmosphere and everything else in the comments section below. Bring on the second half.
Here we go! Yeah, Misfit, pick it up! You predicted Alvarez to win.
I said 1-0.
You said 1-0. I said
5-0. So to conclude guys, Villarreal prove you don't have to be massive to be relevant. You don't need billions to compete. In an era dominated by those super clubs, Villarreal are proving that a small town club can have a European mindset and compete with the rest of the world. The Yellow Submarine continues to thrive just under the surface. Ladies and gents, today Villarreal has been football paradise, Spain's ultimate underdog.